Without a proper restructuring, Nigeria will continue to have problems. There is no way this country can survive. Today, everybody is talking of presidency. In a restructured Nigeria, the presidency will not attract so much attention as it does today. One thing is clear. In 1914, when Lugard amalgamated Nigeria have got ethnic nationalities, people with different culture, people with different language, people with different religion. They were not the same. It was clear to us at that time that the survival of Nigeria will depend on our ability to manage our differences.
If you have been following my live videos that I do make, you will understand that I have been talking about this Republican Constitution. That if we are not playing in Nigeria, if we really want to solve all the whole problem we have in Nigeria and things will continue to move well, we need to return to regional government. We need to stop this constitution, this present constitution. It is a dangerous thing to Nigerians. I am surprised that so many people in the House of Representatives, Senate, they don't just think about solution to Nigerians' problem. So when we return to the Republican Constitution, not this kind of constitution we are using, you will see that the president will not have much power because each region will manage their resources and have their own security, like police and so on and so forth. So these are the things that I've been discussing in my live video. I am very happy and also surprised to see Chief Iweyango, the president of Ohaneze Igbo, saying on Arise News that this constitution must stop, that Ohaneze Igbo demands urgent restructuring of Nigeria. This is what we have been saying, because let us look at the situation of Nigeria. Nigeria is going on. There is nothing happening in Nigeria that will not lead Nigeria to cease. Talk about insecurity, economy, judiciary, everything in Nigeria is just collapsing. So I believe that this is the only way. The last attempt to save Nigeria is to return it to regional government, bring restructuring, change everything, and let us just be living like that. If not, there is going to be problem, because we don't have one culture, we don't have one ideology, not the same religion. Everything about Nigeria is so diverse, and there is no nation in the world that survives under this constitution with diverse people. I will allow you to listen to the end of this video.
Without a proper restructuring, Nigeria will continue to have problems. There is no way this country can survive. Today, everybody is talking of presidency. In a restructured Nigeria, the presidency will not attract so much attention as it does today. One thing is clear. In 1914, when Lugard amalgamated Nigeria have got ethnic nationalities, people with different culture, people with different language, people with different religion. They were not the same. It was clear to us at that time that the survival of Nigeria will depend on our ability to manage our differences, to manage all these differences we have. And of course, our forebears before independence were able to manage it. The military intervention in 1966 was absolutely very unfortunate. It was the saddest thing that ever happened to Nigeria. Unfortunately, that is blamed on Igbos. But there was no reason for Igbos to topple that government, but it was blamed on us. Now, that particular government, before independence, they had a constitution, a true federal constitution, a constitution that could actually apply and try and bring without a lot of strain to a people who have diverse background like Nigeria. We had a true federal constitution in 1960, 1963, and that worked for us. Later on, they changed to a unitary constitution, which is not right. Now, that is why we in Igbo land, we are saying, please, let us have a true federal constitution. What we are operating today is a unitary government. It doesn't work for a people who have diverse background. Take many countries. If you go to a place like Britain, you have Scotland, you have Wales, you have England, they have a constitution that binds them together and is working for them. It's not a unitary government. If you go to America, even America, we are supposed to be following the American constitution. But what they have is not a unitary government. Every state in America have got a certain level of autonomy. Now, I believe that I believe that the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu should take steps to see if we can actualize this restructuring of Nigeria. Without a proper restructuring, Nigeria will continue to have problems. There is no way this country can survive. Today, everybody is talking of presidency. In a restructured Nigeria, the presidency will not attract so much attention as it does today, because today every power is vested on the president. As I said last time, for example, a child who is born in South or Southeast in the past 30 to 40 years have not even seen a train before. He doesn't know what it's all about. But we have borrowed money, and the whole money we borrowed was invested in railway line from Western Nigeria to Northwest. So these are some of the problems, because the people in power, the person in power, the people Southeast was not in power, South was not in power. These are some of the problems we have. Now, coming specifically to one of Igbos, our own is very serious. It's very, very serious. We feel very sad about what is happening to us. When we came together as one country, Lagos became a capital. Naturally, in every country in the world, people all work together to develop their capital. The moment in 1914, once Lagos was made the capital of Nigeria, it was the duty of all Nigerians to come together to develop our capital. Our capital, Lagos, became the pride of our country. Igbos came in and participated. I must tell you, Igbos by nature, once they say they are with you, they are with you. They are people who, when they make a commitment, they keep to it. Igbos they did a lot to develop the place. We are not saying that Igbos built Lagos alone. No, they couldn't have built Lagos alone. We didn't say that there were no other inhabitants. There were. So the point is that, but you see,
right,
they played a major role in shaping the destiny of Lagos today.
Yes, sir.
Now, the same thing with Abuja. When Abuja was made the federal capital, it was moved in. Now, today, Igbos have been Igbos have been abused and been insulted, called all sorts of names, called greedy, because of their efforts to develop Abuja and Lagos. Even up to a point that people are now saying, because in the last election, a candidate Peter Obi, who was supported by mark you, not every Igbo man voted for Peter Obi, because this is a democracy. There were Igbos in APC. Igbos in APC voted for APC candidate. We actually, after coming specifically before the last election, there have been unverified information circulating in many circles that Igbos have dominated, that Igbos have major investments in Abuja, Igbos have major investments in Lagos. That was before the election. These informations were not verified. There is nothing that verified that Igbos have there is no statistics that prove that Igbos have, but people believe that Igbos have got. Now, after the election, the candidates Igbos supported, one in Abuja, the candidates Igbos supported, one in Lagos. It was now confirmed by all these people who are against Igbos that yes, that the only way now to handle Igbos is to cripple. They use the word cripple. Several meetings, clandestine meetings, have been held in places where people said that it is now important to cripple the Igbos, and that the way to cripple them is by crippling their businesses in Lagos, crippling their businesses in Abuja. These informations get to us. It gets to me as the leader of Igbo. I've got this information. I don't believe this information, but you see, when I see certain things happening, for example, suddenly after the election, Igbo buildings were being demolished in various places with excuses. I have investigated the demolitions in Lagos, for example, and it is very clear to me that some of them didn't follow the process of law, didn't follow the process of law of any civilized society. You cannot come to anywhere and start demolishing somebody's structure without telling him. In the first place, in every place, when a building is going on, if the person has violated the construction, the building people must go as first to mark it. But however, these people just come in without any court order, without they demolish them. This is not a proper thing. We have raised our objection, and I'm glad to observe that I think the government of Lagos State and all those doing this have stopped. I'm happy, because we are not objecting to government acquiring any property for overriding public interest. They can. It's a right of any government, but the government must follow the right. But if somebody have come into a place, invested his life saving, and suddenly he wakes up one morning and see the building demolished, a child goes to school, before he comes back, his house where he left the money was demolished. I think it's a very hostile thing, and I'm happy. Many right-thinking Nigerians are with us. I must tell you frankly that we have, even in Lagos, many people in Lagos are supporting us. So many right-thinking Nigerians are with us. So I believe that this is a very important point, because there is also the threat that Igbos, whenever they have license for anything, to not be renewed. Igbos may not get contracts on that, but that of contract, to be honest, most of the Igbos business don't get contract. They buy their contracts. If you go to Abuja, most of the prosperous Igbo businessmen, they normally buy contract from other people.
Okay, sir.
Because we don't get it. Yeah. This matter has become so much that myself, well, I'm now the leader, I have decided that the person is to go to the fact and let Nigerians know the truth. One malicious falsehood against the Igbos was the Civil War. The Civil War and then the coup of 1966. 1966, Igbos were blamed for the coup. The coup was a military operation. Many other coups have come after that, led by other groups. I believe that, you see, it's unfair for Nigerians to break. The coup was very bad. We are not happy that great leaders like Ahmadu Bello, like Tafawa Balewa, and others were killed. But they forget to say that that coup failed, and the person who made it to fail was an Igbo man, the General Ironsi. And even Ironsi, who was eventually voluntarily given power by the politicians, was killed again. And that is how all this trouble we have started. And people have not said that even this secession, when we went to Abuja, Aburi in Ghana for peace conference, and at Aburi we agreed on certain restructuring of Nigeria to make it easy for us in the south, southeast, and south to there. But it was violated. So this is how we talk about secession. The truth about it is that Igbos have invested. Yes, today, young Igbos are talking about secession. They are serious about it. They are serious because they don't see future for themselves in Nigeria. They don't see any future. They think in politics, they don't have a future. They think in business, they don't have a future. But we, the older ones, have been begging them and appealing to them that, because we know there are potentials, there are a lot of opportunities, and above all, we believe in God Almighty.